Almost. Hello. Welcome to United Kopitiam. So today we have our guest speaker here, Lucas Mora. Nesa Kans. Okay, my name is Seng, and the one in the red cap is me.
Yeah, it's me
Yeah.
here.
So here today we are going to preview game week number 3 for English Premier League. So of course we're going to talk about the big 6 games, and also we're going to talk about the biggest game in EPL this week. So the biggest game this week is Liverpool versus Arsenal. So the good thing is we have of having top 6 is almost each and every week you have a big game. So this week is Liverpool versus Arsenal. So let's talk about Liverpool first. They have a very good show in the game week number 1. I think they smashed 4-0 in the first game.
4-1.
4-1 the first game, and in the second it is against Norwich, a very very good attacking Norwich. But I think in the second game they kind of huff and puff against Southampton. A large part of the game, Southampton actually controlled the game, and they got a breakthrough when Mane actually struck it very very nicely. Again, it's a very, very good goal from Mane, but it needs a good goal. It's not the passing goal, but it needs a good goal to actually start the ball rolling. And Southampton never come back after that goal. So and I'm bringing this out because Southampton got smashed 3-0 by Brighton on the opening day. So, and I think the weakest part of a Liverpool team is the midfield. In the game against Southampton, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain came back from injury, and it's his first game. And I think he did quite well in the Southampton team. So, sorry, in the Liverpool team. So my question is, what is the best three midfield? What is the best three midfields that you think will suit Liverpool moving forward? Because they have quite a few. They have Naby Keita, they have Fabinho, they have Jordan Henderson. I mean, James Milner can play there. Gigi Wijnaldum, now that Oxlade-Chamberlain, and even Shaqiri can also be part of the midfield. So, to you, what is the best midfield going forward for Liverpool?
Okay, looking at the current situation, if we don't have the injury scare, Naby Keita is definitely in because he's playing box to box and he drives through the middle. That's the best part of Naby Keita. He drives through the middle. He doesn't do a lot of passing to the sides. Because currently, how you see Liverpool playing, go from wing to wing. The fullbacks are the ones who are providing a lot of support to all the attacking players. But if Naby Keita is there, what he does is he drives through the middle, like how Philippe Coutinho used to do. So that's another dimension that they get with Naby Keita playing. But without Naby Keita, if Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain were to play in the middle, he provides that dimension as well. But when you look at the Southampton game, he was playing kind of out of position, I would say. He was playing at where Mane is supposed to play. Okay, he was part of the front three and not part of the midfield. And then right after that, there was a change for Firmino, in the middle of the game, and then the game changed second half. You can see that transition. There's a lot of transition going on there. And then in the interview that Jurgen Klopp did, he did mention that it was his fault playing Oxlade-Chamberlain at out of position place. But he is able to play there. But I think he would rather suit somewhere in the midfield, playing in the middle. But coming to talk about that, if Fabinho is playing, now you have a problem in when you talk about midfield. You have Fabinho, you have Jordan Henderson. Okay, they pretty much play that CDM role. But both these players, I think, if they play together, they won't do such a good. But maybe against
Naby Keita and Fabinho cannot play together. Who cannot play together?
Jordan Henderson and Fabinho.
Okay.
Unless Jordan Henderson is willing to go forward.
That's the captain, man.
Yeah. But it did work out last season when Naby Keita is there and then Fabinho was playing at the back. And then Jordan Henderson was given the license to go forward. He was doing a fantastic job towards the end of the season last season.
So don't you think that Jordan Henderson plays in the same way that Steven Gerrard used to play, as in not exactly when I think during those days, why Steven Gerrard played together with Lampard, why the two did not do well in the English team, because none of them, they are having a conflict in terms of their role in midfield. Like who is going to play forward, who is going to stay back, and so on. So don't you think that Jordan Henderson is akin to Steven Gerrard whenever he's in the team, in the midfield?
There's only one problem when you compare Jordan Henderson and Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard actually scores a lot of goals.
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that.
So that part of goals, the goals are missing from Jordan Henderson now. He used to provide a lot of goals. Like that part of the game is missing. But if Jordan Henderson is playing, the best part of him now is his ability to switch the game. You know, his passes are really good. His crosses are really good. He's improved so much. So he's able to pick up players because we have three really good fast players at the front. Okay, who are very good on the counter. So he's able to pinpoint and pick all these players and make all the crucial passes. You don't see Jordan Henderson doing any of that. You know, fancy plays. He doesn't run with the ball.
It's not Pogba, definitely.
Yeah. The moment he gets the ball, he passes it. The 1-2s, and when he sees an opportunity, he releases the ball. Okay, the really good balls, the forward crosses, switch sides. You know, he's doing all this. But you need Fabinho in the mold. You know, in order to protect the front four who are playing a very, very high line this season. Okay, their line is super high. You know, at times.
The thing with Jordan Henderson, I always feel that Jordan Henderson is not a very good English player, you know, because I watch his English team, not so much a Liverpool game, but a lot of English game, and I always feel that he's a weak link in the English game. But like you say, I think like you said that he has definitely improved a lot over the season under Jurgen Klopp. So, but you wouldn't put him in the? Would you put him in the first team lineup?
Depends. Like towards the end of last season, when Naby Keita was there, yes, I'll give him the license to go forward, because when he goes forward, he has that tenacity, you know, to chase down the defenders, to create a lot of problem there.
Yeah, I think.
He's very athletic in that sense. He can run for the 90 minutes. He can sprint. He can run. He's very good at that.
So he's not your most creative player.
He's not. I wouldn't say the most creative. He's not the creative player. He just disrupts things. I think we are forgetting someone, Adam Lallana. You know, he's been.
It's no longer there, man.
Lallana in his glory days, right? When Jurgen Klopp started this Gegen pressing, I would say he was one of the best players, you know, going forward. You know.
Okay. Yeah, but he has been so long out of the Liverpool team. I don't see him coming back with especially with Oxlade-Chamberlain in the team. So I don't think he's in. So anyway, your team will be Naby Keita, Fabinho, and Oxlade.
I'll go with Henderson.
So it's Naby Keita, Henderson, and Oxlade, or like how? What is the best three?
Oxlade is not in. I'll go for Naby Keita, Fabinho, and Jordan Henderson.
Wow, that seems a very, very defensive three midfield.
Yeah.
So
how about Gigi Wijnaldum?
Oh yeah, you can swap him.
He's a machine, man.
You can. Okay. I will definitely go with Naby Keita and Fabinho. And Jordan Henderson. Or you know, the third player can change.
Okay.
Alright. So
Milner, yeah, you know, anything else. But you know, Shaqiri is there as well.
Shaqiri's one of your forward player, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's more on like sub for Salah or Mane.
Yep. Okay, so let's look at Arsenal. Before we do a prediction. Amazing transfer window. Everyone got cheated by their 45 million transfer budget. But how much of a threat? Like, we have Ceballos, who did very, very well against I forgot who, but 2 assists. And David Lewis at 8 million is a snip. So and then you have Pepe. I mean, Pepe at 75 million has not done as much as I guess Unai Emery wanted him to. Didn't have a really good game. He has one really crazy moment where nutmeg a player while turning 180 degrees. But other than that, he didn't seem to have a very, very good game. He got 1 point on my EPL fantasy team. So how what is the threat to Liverpool that this Arsenal will bring? Like, or how to counter their threats of their new players, especially Ceballos. I hope I get the pronunciation right. So, what do you think? Like, what is threat? What is the threat that they will bring to Liverpool?
The threat currently, from what I see, is they have a very good bench. They are back.
It's Ozil.
No, I'm talking about people like Callum Chambers and Mkhitaryan is there. Don't forget Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
Mkhitaryan, you know,
Mhm.
he's,
Yeah. I will never forget Mkhitaryan.
and then they are able to swap young players now. And Unai Emery's recent interview, he said he's gonna start Pepe for the first game for against Liverpool.
Okay.
So they're gonna have like a very deadly front four, I would say, with Lacazette in front, and then Ceballos in the middle,
Yeah.
Pepe, and also Aubameyang. But this one, if the midfield, as in if Fabinho plays for the whole 90 minutes, I think he'll be able to contain some of the threat that's coming from the middle. Because when you look at Arsenal, the only problem that Arsenal has now, I think, is their defense.
Mm.
Yeah.
David Luiz
defense-
is not your consistent player.
Their centre back is David Luiz and Socrates, I
Yep.
think. Is it
Yeah,
Socrates?
it's a quite strong
Yeah,
pair.
Socrates.
Just that with the
Yeah.
a bit of mistake from
no,
Lewis here and
David
there.
Luiz, he's error prone.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
his
he
age probably
does at
catching
least
up.
one or two error prones. He'll miss the ball or he'll miss kick it, or he does a lot of things, and he's a bit old. So for him to go up against the likes of Firmino, Mane, and Salah will be a bit difficult. At the same time, when you look at the Liverpool side, if Joe Gomez were to play right back again, okay, he's very aware of what's happening in front of him as a centre back. But if you look at the game against Norwich, where he played as a right back, he was not aware of the players who are making the runs behind him. Because they've got
So
like
he's your
three
weak link.
centre halves. Yeah,
Why is Joe Gomez playing right back? Where is Trent Arnold?
because Trent Arnold is not as good defensively. Right, he's
Mm.
only good at he's very good at crosses.
Yes,
He's very
very
good.
good. Delivery, yes.
And another thing is Joe Gomez is much faster compared to Trent.
Really?
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the fastest player in the Liverpool squad. You don't know that,
Okay.
right?
No.
Yeah. I thought it's like Salah or Mane.
In the entire Liverpool squad, he's the fastest player. Not the
Okay.
fastest player, but fastest player. So
Yeah.
if you need someone to run back, if there's a counter attack from Pepe, for example, he's the one who's going to be able to, match that speed and pace.
Mm.
So most likely he's going to be playing right back again.
Okay,
This is
that's interesting to hear. I mean, pulling Trent Arnold out of the team that.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is always whether Wan Bissaka is one for Manchester United fan. It's always Wan Bissaka versus Trent Arnold. Who is the best Premier League right back? So if you're gonna pull Trent Arnold out for Joe Gomez, that they kind of solved the question. But anyway, let's talk about Chelsea. Frank Lampard has not had a win in 3 games. So I think based on the stat, there's a long time that no new manager of Manchester United have not gotten any win in 3 games. What do you reckon about Frank Lampard, or rather, when will Frank Lampard get sacked? Yeah, what do you reckon of Frank Lampard? Actually, I'm saying that for fun.
I would give some time for Frank Lampard. He did a very good job at Derby. Coming from the Champions.
Yeah, I agree to that.
He did a very good job there, and he just missed out on the last days. That Derby didn't get the promotion up to the Premier League. It was just out of luck that it didn't happen. So he did manage to mold a lot of players, but I think that he's giving a lot of chance to young players in Chelsea. Like the first game, the first game against Manchester United and the game against Liverpool, the squad that he played, completely 2 different squads. And the squad that played against Leicester.
I wouldn't say completely. Okay, yeah.
And the midfield is completely different.
No, I think it's completely different. I mean, Kante came in, and Giroud came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jorginho playing the entire game against I think there
Liverpool,
were
I don't
more
remember.
young players against Manchester United, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That Mason Mount is for Manchester
Not
United.
and,
Mason Mount is
Kenny,
there.
what was his name?
And then there's one weird name. I do not know who is there. There's one weird name lah. So the very youngster is one youngster which I don't know who is it. So
I
so
think Jason
against but
Mount
Kante
and
didn't play. I think that's a very very important deciding factor that Kante didn't
yeah,
play against Manchester United. So
okay.
a lot of threat, a lot of counter attacking threat. That Kante wasn't back. I mean he's a runner. So yeah.
I think
So
most likely what happened is they reserved him for that Super Cup.
mm,
Reserved a lot of
mm.
place for the Super Cup, and it went 120 minutes. So you can see that huffing and puffing that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Against Southampton.
All right. Liverpool
You
against
know,
Southampton, Chelsea against Leicester.
a lot of that came down to that game midweek on Wednesday, and then they had to play on the Saturday in just 2 days' time, and then Chelsea was on a Sunday. So
So
most
yeah.
likely,
Start of a season, man. Don't give that reason.
But still, when you played
another
three
thing,
games extra time
Liverpool
within
now,
the
right?
same week,
Yeah,
betul,
they
all
don't
about
have
you, yeah.
the number one keeper now. Like that's a very
Ah,
big blow.
yeah. I mean, Adrian's supposed to be injured. One of the one goal. It's a really really
Yeah, that's a
crappy
big
mistake
goal.
from yeah.
Now
So
it happens
yeah.
with every Liverpool keeper, new keeper, old keeper, everyone does it. It's a
So
jinx.
That's it.
so how long would you give Frank Lampard? Like I mean, Chelsea is not known for keeping their managers for a long time. Would Frank Lampard get more time?
I think 2 seasons at least. At
That's a
least
long
because
that's a
because
long time for Chelsea.
because he is a player, and everyone I think from the management to the owner,
Mm,
everyone knows him and likes him. He's the captain of Chelsea. He was the
yeah.
captain of Chelsea.
He
So
is the
what
Ole
is
Gunnar. He is the Ole Gunnar to Chelsea team.
yeah, and with the transfer ban, right? That's what I'm
Mm,
saying.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is the
it's
reason. 2 seasons.
yeah.
This season with the transfer ban, nothing. So they'll give him another season, to do something. Okay, buy the players that he want, prove us something. But I think Frank Lampard will be able to do something with the existing players that he have. The Chelsea squad, the current Chelsea squad is strong.
it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean,
Really?
Christian Pulisic,
Yeah,
Giroud,
but
French player.
yeah,
Yeah.
best attacking player. So it takes a big impact on the team dynamic.
And
So
Hudson Odoi, I think he's returning from injury as well.
He's returning from injury. He's
Not
not playing yet.
yeah.
And
He's a
Mason
really
Mount has been
very good
very
talent.
very good. Yeah.
He's
Mason Mount has been very very good.
so
Callum Hudson will be good. Pedro Williams. These are the two suspects. I don't think they're gonna make it. So I think a lot of things are not in Frank Lampard's hand. So he would have a lot of difficulty coming in,
I think
and
for me,
Pedro did a
he
very
will
good job
continue
against
to.
Leicester. He was just
They did an okay job, but again the defense let them down. And they were huffing and puffing, like you say, because of the big game. I just it was start of the season, really.
oh yeah, that goal that Leicester got against Chelsea. If you look
Mm.
at that was really lazy defending.
Yeah.
He did nothing much. He just stepped one step, jump, goal. And they've got a marvelous keeper. He
Yeah.
might do in like 1 or 2 seasons, I guess. As a Spain main keeper, he made a lot of wonderful saves as far as I could see.
He was during the friendly games. He actually took over from De Gea. But the thing is, yeah, we will see how this battle go on. Kepa is much more younger. So anyway, let's move on to Man City versus. I'm sorry, not versus Tottenham, but both of them drop point. When they fight against each other, they drop point. I mean, Spurs always going to score against. Yeah. We're going to talk about VAR slightly later, but both teams when they go against each other, both of them are always going to score goals, and they did 2-2. So what is the season outlook for Tottenham and Man City? I mean, will Man City win it again, and will Tottenham be a really really serious title contender?
Tottenham, I think Christian Eriksen is still a doubt whether he's going to stay in or go out. We don't know about that. And Trippier is out. So a few players are out. Some are in. Dombele. Did I get the name right? Was it?
yeah,
Ndombele.
Dombele. Him. And a few other players. Pretty much the squad is intact, but it's aging. But the good thing about them is they're aging together. That
the whole squad,
young squad that is aging
But
together. And Son is
it'll
not back yet. I
be
think
a problem.
he's not
It'll be
playing.
a problem maybe 2 or 3 more years down the
Who
road.
who 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 is the
Son.
problem?
Like what Nessa
Son.
said, they are eating together, so it'll cause a big problem, a huge headache for the management to replace the current squad maybe 2 or 3 more years down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
I
I
don't
Gareth.
think
think
this.
that enough
Yeah.
in young players. So,
Yeah,
like,
this Tottenham team is actually very, very good at their prime at the moment. Kane is at their prime, Son is at their prime. Ericsson is probably the one problem going forward. But then you have Lo Celso, who is already in, waiting to replace Christian Eriksen, and um, they have they spotted him and they wanted him the whole transfer window
yeah,
until Real Betis dropped their price. And Ndombele, it's a marvelous, marvelous transfer.
Yeah,
And and you
first
still have
actually.
Sissoko there. You still have Sissoko there, and the defense. The only problem, I think, the defense is like you say, aging. Vertonghen is aging. Alderweireld, it's one of the biggest problems they're going to have. John Stone, not Eric Dyer, and the right back is Peter. Well, Peter is doing well. I mean, they
Mhm.
just constantly churning out right back, but it's not tested. It's not proven. I think they still have one right back from PSG, which I
Yeah.
forgot the name. Yeah, so a solid team, but I don't I don't see the depth. The problem is I don't see the depth, and that is one of the things that will hurt them. But Man City has a lot of depth. And what is your outlook between Liverpool versus Man City? And yeah, what is your outlook between Liverpool versus Man City come season end?
comes down to luck.
Just like last season. Yeah. Both teams are very good. Both teams are very good, and I
Well, if
don't
you look
see them
at Man
dropping a
City
lot of
last season,
points
right?
against smaller
They
teams.
scored a
Yep.
lot of goals. They scored a lot of winning goals. I think for 6 games
Mm.
during the extra time,
And
and they
and I
nearly
yeah.
pulled that off. They nearly pulled that off against Spurs the other day. But thanks
Mhm.
to VAR,
Yeah. Thanks to Mr. Wah. Okay, Wah's here to stay. That's what I can say. Jose Mourinho come up with a very, very good quote. He said, I don't know whether it's really from Jose Mourinho. I just saw it from a post, but he said, those people that are not supporting Wah, is like thief who doesn't support security cameras in the home. So, so yeah, I mean, anyone comes with that is brilliant. But, yeah. So let's talk about Wah. I mean, there's Mr. Wah has taken 2 goals away from Man City. Number one, it's the hand. The hand is over the line. Nothing else is over the line. The hand is over the line. And the second one, it's a controversial handball
yeah,
that is not deliberate. No matter how you look at it, it's not deliberate. But because a goal was scored from that build up, so the
right.
VAR took it away.
Yeah.
And the third one is against Manchester United. Wolf goes right before Wolf goal. There was again an possible offside call, but again, it's the hand. The hand is offside, but it wasn't given to Manchester United. So number one, I want to talk about the hand rules. Like it's what is the problem with this inconsistency, and will this inconsistency be erased? I mean, has it been erased, or what do you think about the inconsistency? Like, what do you think the VAR I mean, it will stay, but what do you think VAR will bring to the game in EPL?
I think the referees who are officiating the VAR, they've been given instruction on not to interfere with the games
Yeah.
if it is not so crucial. Like the one against Manchester
Yeah.
United,
Okay. Yeah, that's very good. Yep.
it doesn't directly go from that person. You know, the passes that took place, right? It
It
was
was
very
one pass before that.
yeah, it was one pass before that, and that was not the crucial pass
Yeah.
compared to
It's
and that
still
was
offside to build up.
but it is still in the build up,
Yeah.
but because it was not, I don't think that it's so crucial that that official was actually looking at that. If that pass was going towards the goal, I think that will be disallowed. That would
Mm.
have been disallowed most likely, but because it was very minimal, and then it was another person who scored the goal, and it was like 2 passes after that. So maybe they allowed that because it's very minimal. Maybe
I
they have.
I think that shouldn't be the way. I mean, as long as it's build up is offside, is offside. But what I think is I think they're trying to stem out inconsistency, and I think it is ridiculous that your hand is offside, then you're offside, or your fingers is offside, then you're offside, because hand plays no part in football. I mean, you can't score a goal with hand. So
Yeah.
the
It
rules,
talks
I
about
think the
momentum.
sorry,
It talks about the momentum of the player. You know, you
yeah,
get at
yeah,
the lead. You
yeah.
know, the lead can
That
get
if the
speed.
hair is offside, if the finger is offside, I don't think that should be counted
Figures.
because any part that is not actively in football should not be counted as offside if it's offside. Like it's ridiculous. So I think bench cities should have gotten the goal. I think the build up to Wolf goals it's non-issue, but it's just that some consistency have to brought into VAR. But
Mhm.
do you think that it takes time away from the excitement of celebrating the goal? Does
Yeah,
it does it
definitely.
does it
Especially the
lower?
goal that took a pretty long time, man. Compared to
Mm.
like the Manchester City goal, after celebration, it was just announced that okay, no goal, okay, move on.
And I'm just waiting. Everyone is just waiting for somebody that's 100 kilometers away looking at videos.
What
I think
must wait?
yeah, and I think the best way is to actually go to a screen and look at a screen. Now, where is the screen in EPL? It's not existent.
Uh, I think that is definitely a waste of time. You know, after someone
Mm.
has already looked at the screen and then the referee goes, and then I'm gonna go and have a look at the screen again, and then he
Okay.
goes. You look at what happened during World Cup. That is very disruptive. I think this is much better.
Okay.
Someone verifies it, tells them, okay, no goal, goal or penalty. Then the referee just, you know, he just follows whatever the
Yeah.
guy
I think I
says.
think for me is that I want to see a more active role from the referees on the pitch, not someone that's invisible to the fans, not someone that's invisible in the to the stadium. What I want to see is actively that he is making the decision, but not by others. So yeah, that's my view.
But
Like,
make
what do you
no
think?
mistake, right? During the
Mm,
World Cup, any
sorry.
violation is given, like even though the referee goes and looks at the screen, right? During World Cup, if
Mm,
you see that it's a call for a penalty shootout, you know, if it's a
mm.
call for penalty,
Yeah,
the
like you
referee
say,
goes and
only
sees
the
it, he
important
always gives it.
only the important. Yeah, there's a lot of penalties in the World Cup, but only the important. Like you say, I think one of the good things is only the importance, like the goal, like whether it's a goal, whether it's not goal, whether it's a penalty, it's not a penalty. Like the small things they don't do wow on it. I think that's fine because it really disruptive. So me, what do you think? Wow, should it be?
Okay, because it's akin to the decision to implement the goal line technology, because like we already discussed about the teams. Now the domestic challenge is greater than ever. It is comparable to the European challenge. Like more than I think it's the top six. It's now becoming top six. So the stake is really high. So the push to put in VAR into the game, it is something that cannot be call that cannot be stopped. But the thing is, I do agree with you. Instead of giving someone who's like 200, 100 miles away from the game to decide on the outcome of the game, instead they could have just put a screen there. So it's not a matter of disrupting the game or not. But nowadays the stake is very high. So it comes down to the small things that needs to be really sure by the referee of the game, so that it will not there will not be a question there will not be questionable later on if it decides the title or any other, whether it's the difference between winning it or losing it. So I do agree with the implementation of VAR, just that how
The
they put
way
it,
of implement, yeah.
yeah, they put it, it becomes what we call that, just something that's not good for the in terms of the excitement of the game, but in terms of really making sure that everybody gets the right call in every game. So I think I'm all for it. So yeah, that's my sense of VAR for the
Yeah.
game.
Okay, we already have 1 minute for Manchester United, but yeah, I'm just gonna stand a bit. Um, so Manchester United, I think one of the biggest talking point is penalty takers. Ole Gunnar came out and say that it's up to the players, whether whoever wants to take the penalty, whoever's feeling good to take the penalty, and Pogba was feeling good to take the penalty, so he took the penalty. But what do you think of this? Number one, Ole's management style, and number two, that who decides the penalty taking, and number three, should Pogba continue to take penalties? So what do you want to see for Manchester United moving forward? Yeah, in
Me on
penalty.
let
Me,
Nesa.
me, me, me. I think Nessa don't care about Manchester United as long as we don't win.
I was reading something else in the background. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. For me, I think number one, we have been talking about the positive style of Ole's man management. He always back his players, and I think currently that's the right call to do. That's the right thing to do. Trying to diffuse what I call that the tension surrounding his players, and then like what had happened in the Wolves game, it is a decider against winning or maybe like you said, winning or losing. Uh, for me, any players who feels good and wants to take the penalty, he should know and take full responsibility the outcome of his penalty taking. Like what Paul Pogba did. Uh, the racist number one, the racist call is uncalled for. We shouldn't be doing that. But the thing is, um, he needs to really reconsider, reconsider the style. Maybe he needs to take a step back and look at the style, the way that he takes his penalty. Try to
So he
analyze
has two.
that.
Yeah,
Correct.
he has the slow run up and then now the quick run up.
Yes.
Nothing in the middle. Yeah, should he continue to take the penalty?
That's why I'm saying that he should take full responsibility. For me, I think he can continue to take penalty as long as maybe if you compare, if he takes full responsibility of the way that he takes his penalty, looking back at his track record, not just this season but the previous season, and against which goalkeeper. So I think the players themselves can decide. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, can decide.
but
For me,
mm,
yeah, you can continue. But if there's
I
Rashford there playing alongside him, I think might as well just give Rashford the penalty.
because he has 100%
Yeah,
conversion rate. Yeah, but he has six penalty. He scored all of them, and I think if you look at PSG penalty and you look at the first game Chelsea penalty, it's really really good penalty. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Pogba, but Pogba did not hit it high, and Rashford really hit it right. But
correct.
always when you hit it high, the
Yeah,
risk is it will go to the stand, it will go to the car park. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I think what I want to see, if that for the next penalty, I want to see Pogba taking it, and I want to see everyone behind Pogba. I want to see that unity in the team, So everyone came out and defended Pogba, and I want, even if he scores, everyone jump on him. If he doesn't, everyone come and console him. I want to see that unity because that is what lacking in Manchester United last season, and you can see it very, very well. And people like Lukaku, I mean, who is the virus? Lukaku out, and so quickly he's talking bad about Manchester United.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
who else is the one?
He's
Alexis
telling the
Sanchez
truth.
is another one that's looking. I mean, he did not join the training session yesterday, so it's going to be one of the problem moving forward. Nessa is NC to say something.
Nah, I'm just
Because
I read what Lukaku said as well. Like
uh,
you're trying to brush it off as a virus, but is it the truth? Could it be the truth?
all
Could it
right. He
yeah,
in the
said he said the media is always on me, Sanchez, and Pogba. I would say Sanchez and Lukaku is called for because what I feel is that Lukaku is not good enough because he's just not good enough for Ole's tactic because he couldn't trap a ball. Full stop. He is just husky. And that's what I feel about Lukaku. And when it comes to Sanchez, 3 goals in 1.5 season. Whenever I have a debate with anyone on social media, I just put in 3 goals in 1.5 season. There's no comeback from that. But Paul Pogba, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's a diva and there's a lot more attention to him. Maybe it's one of our most expensive player.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Pogba is
Uh,
uncalled for because you have Lingard to go in on. I mean, a lot of people are on Chris Smalling Jones, but I don't think it's enough compared to Pogba. Every bad game, every losses that we have, people jump on Pogba. But what about Lingard? What about Young? What about Jones? I mean, shouldn't they share the same responsibility as Pogba? So last season, the whole team is to be blamed, not one person. But of course, Lukaku gets it because he's not Ole's player. He doesn't trap a ball, and and he's very, very heavy. He muscle heavy, but it slowed down his game. And Sanchez is declining. He is the most expensive player in English Premier League. So I think, yeah, it's justified to a certain extent, except for Pogba, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Agree.
All
Yeah.
right, let's move forward. So I would say that Crystal Palace is the same. It's the same as Booth. They are going to be very, very defensive, very, very solid defensive. How Manchester United can break down a defensive team, because that seems to be a problem right now. Who should come in?
You have everyone stuck on your side now.
On the right side, yeah. So we should attack on their left side, right? Because they don't have everyone. It's like but who is to come in? Because Lingard, I don't see Lingard being able to do it. I don't see Lingard.
So how do you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to play against Crystal Palace? It's just been like a month since he's been here.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be able to perform?
Professionally, yes, I think he will perform. He is that professional player. He just do his job. He won't celebrate against them.
Is the game in Old Trafford or is it in Palace this time around?
It is in Old Trafford, if I'm not mistaken.
Home. Yeah, they're playing home.
Yep. So I think he will perform. He's a professional. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is professional. He will perform. He will do what needs to be done. But it's against Zaha that is going up against. So, one of his best mate. But then again, that's football. You play against your best mate. And
very sure they played against each other many times in training.
Yeah, in training. Yeah. So I think they know each other. So, but what I'm just interested to know is Lingard. Who is going to replace Lingard? Because he's not our number 10. We don't have Bruno Fernandes in our rank. So would you take Odus Pereira or would you throw Andrew Gomez in?
I think I'll give Andres Pereira another chance because he did well in the first game. He did well against Chelsea. So I think he can continue to do that. Bring his A game against Crystal Palace, and now that they are playing against Crystal Palace. So if you look at the setup for Crystal Palace, they have very good. They have a very fast forward in the form of Benteke and Wilfried Zaha. And
what has he done?
Yeah, and then they have a solid. Actually, whenever they defended them, they have a very solid midfield.
Is Townsend playing for Crystal Palace as well?
Is right? Yes.
Andres Townsend, yes.
Yeah,
he's another fast player, right?
Yeah, he's another fast player. But they whenever they are defending, they are very disciplined. They have Milijovic, I think something like that. His name,
CDM,
the captain.
Yes.
Yeah,
CDM, yes.
And then they have Martin Kelly, Scott. Then the ones who are there, in terms of breaking down, they need to be what we call that. Really, they need to match the discipline that Crystal Palace defense have. So I think that's the key. In the previous two games, they drew against last game they lost against Sheffield United, and then the other game they drew against Everton. Everton also one of the teams that's not performing well, even though they put in a lot of new players, new good players.
What is the 4 point?
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, they need to match the discipline that Crystal Palace is having in terms of attacking wise. So I think that's how they're going to break down the Crystal Palace defense.
Yeah. Crystal Palace always has a good, they always
Roy Hodgson knows,
always take a point away or like sometimes 3 points away. You look at last season against Man City.
Yes.
Yeah.
They won away at Man City 4-3.
4-3, yes. There was a shocker, man. Everyone was
the first defeat for Man City at home.
Yeah. So they always have something, So yeah, we need to match the discipline. That's the key. That's what I can see. That's the key.
I cannot fathom the abuse that Manchester United will get if we don't get a result against Crystal Palace, because this is a must-win game. This is a must-win game, and this is a very, very winnable game. The question is only how we break down. I'm going to put Andres Pereira on the right wing. Because I see him one of the better crosser of the ball. Odds a lot. And I really want to see Andrew Gomez coming into number 10 role because, he is our number 10. I mean, he is creative. And Lingard is not creative. I mean, how long can one person depend on just the ability to bring the defender away, to press, to run? I see him as an impact player coming as a sub. So Daniel James too, because it's very, very raw. So yeah, I want to see Orange Pereira on the right and probably Gomez in the number 10 role. Let's try to change it around, but let's see what Oli will do. Okay, that's my team sheet prediction. Any changes for you? Me
I think the only change for me will be like Andres Pereira uh instead of Lingard.
as a number 10
But he
or
can
right
lead
side.
on the right side.
Okay, then who's number 10? Who's your number 10? Because we play 4-2-3-1 now.
Oh yeah, okay. Last
Lingard.
time I think maybe we can put in one Mata straight away. Yeah, one Mata, and then
Okay.
coming in as an impact player. So
Yeah,
that's
I've been saying that Mata can probably come in against weaker team, against team who sit back defense, because
yeah.
he can't run to save his life, but he can put in the crosses, he can put in the passes, but yeah, he's declining in terms of pace. But right in the midfield, pace is not that important as opposed to wing. So let's move on. Let's move on to let's score prediction. What do you think? Liverpool versus Arsenal. Let's go there first. What do you think? Liverpool versus Arsenal score prediction? A draw? Liverpool lose?
Nesa.
Oh, since it's Anfield,
Yeah.
uh, the worst case scenario is going to be a draw.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
What
That's the
kind of
worst case
draw?
scenario. They've never lost at Anfield for like what, 2 seasons, I think,
Yeah.
for the
Right.
past 2 seasons.
I
All right.
agree. I agree.
There will be a day because Arsenal may surprise you, Ceballos. What's Ceballos? What?
I
Ceballos?
don't think they'll be able to perform in Anfield because it's the
Okay.
atmosphere that, you know.
Okay.
Barcelona lost their 4-0, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I
Let me
agree
talk
with
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
I think with Adrian between the post, maybe 3-2. I'll go
Yeah.
for
Okay.
3.
Yeah. I'll go for 2-1. I'll go for 2-1. I think Liverpool will win. I think Liverpool will
Okay.
win. Yeah, I because Liverpool always wins against Arsenal, and Arsenal is one of our top four. I mean, we are in the rebuilding. Okay, I'm not gonna say that Manchester United is gonna be able to contend for the title. So it's always gonna be Liverpool and Man City. And if a surprise, we'll be there. But if we are not, I really hope Arsenal and Chelsea start to drop point because they are our top four rival. So anyway, what do you think, Liverpool Arsenal?
I think it'll be a draw. It'll be a
Ars-
2-2 draw.
Arsenal surprise win. Okay, yeah, both drop point is always good for us. But anyway, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace.
It'll be for me. It'll be a win for Man United. It'll be 3-1.
I will go for 3-0 because our defense is just rock. It's a rock solid. But it's also because once we get that one goal, we will continue to get goal. But we cannot break them down until 18 minutes, then we are screwed.
Yeah.
That's Manchester United. So I think it's either way, but we'll go 3-0. And well, of course, that's how we want us to lose. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about 1-0.
1-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Breaking
No,
down the defense. Yeah. At 18 minutes, one goal.
yeah, that usually
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Tough.
That can happen. Okay.
The
So
unpredictable games, the ones that you need to grind out, the result 1-0 is a good win, and
mm,
the
Okay.
probability is the highest.
okay. So yeah.
I can
So
see.
we'll see Chelsea, Tottenham. I don't see them dropping point this week. Chelsea, Tottenham, and I think Chelsea will get their first win, and Tottenham will continue their winning ways along with So I forgot who's another team. Chelsea, Tottenham.
Man
City,
Sorry,
man,
City.
Man City. I mean, I forget our champions. I
Oh,
mean,
let's forget it, man. City, they're gonna win
when
anyway.
when are they gonna lose, right? When are they gonna lose? Okay. So that's all. That's all from United Kopitiam. Please do share, like, and subscribe. Our growing little community. Next week, 10 o'clock. Probably we hope can bring another Real Madrid fan in, so we can talk more about Real Madrid on the Spanish side.
All right.
Right. I'll see you. Bye.
Thanks.
Where is that?